Okay, let's talk about something really specific. We're talking about those super prestigious awards. You know the ones, where every single applicant looks absolutely perfect on paper. Amazing grades, incredible experience, the whole package. So what's the tiebreaker? Well, more often than not, it all comes down to the letter of recommendation.
And believe me, this is not just some formality. For those top-tier applicants, that letter of recommendation is a powerful piece of advocacy that can literally make or break their chances. So, in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how to write a letter that doesn't just get read, it wins.
Let's just jump right in and see this in action, okay? On the left, you have what's basically faint praise. Sure, they did the reading, but that's just the bare minimum, right? But look at the right. Wow, that's a total game changer. It's specific, it's comparative, and it gives the committee a tangible way to measure excellence. That is what we're aiming for.
To get there, we're going to walk through 4 key stages. First, laying the foundation. Then, crafting a compelling narrative. After that, we'll cover the common traps you need to avoid. And finally, finishing with real, lasting impact.
So first up, the foundation. You might think a great letter starts when you open up a blank document, but honestly, the most essential work happens long before you type a single word. This prep work is what separates a letter that gets skimmed from one that gets seriously discussed by a committee.
So before you even agree to write the letter, you have to ask yourself one really crucial question. Can I be, without a shadow of a doubt, emphatically positive about this person? If you hesitate, or if you can't recall specific, amazing details about the candidate beyond their final grade, you might not be the right person for this job.
And here's something that might seem a little weird at first. It's actually better for the student if you politely say no. You know why? A lukewarm letter can do way more harm than good, but you can still help. Offer to help them brainstorm who would be a better recommender. Sometimes students just need that little bit of guidance.
Now let's be real about the time commitment. Crafting a truly personalized, powerful letter isn't a 15-minute task. You should probably plan on investing at least 1 to 2 hours, maybe even more. That time investment itself sends a massive signal to the committee that you truly believe this candidate is worth the effort.
So where does all that time go? Well, it's all about doing your homework. First, assess the request. Get the deadlines, the submission process, and most importantly, the criteria for the award. Next, you've got to meet with the applicant, talk about their goals, and finally, get their documents, their CV, their personal statement, because that's where you'll find the hard evidence for the amazing case you're about to build. Okay, foundation is laid. Now it's time to actually write. And I want you to think of yourself less like a reporter who's just listing facts and more like a lawyer who's building a persuasive, airtight case for your candidate. Every single sentence should add to this compelling story. Now, your most powerful tool for this is what we call the illustrative anecdote. It's the difference between just saying someone is a great problem solver and actually showing the committee that one time they solved a ridiculously difficult problem. These little stories, they're not just stories, they're your proof.
And this just perfectly illustrates the point. Saying someone is highly motivated is a total cliché. It means nothing. But describing how they actually developed a brand new assay to solve a specific nagging problem, that tells a story. It shows their motivation, their ingenuity, and their skill, all in one. It's the ultimate show, don't tell.
Here's another incredibly powerful technique. Quantify your claims whenever you can. An accomplished student sounds nice, but it's pretty vague. But saying they're in the top 1% of all the students you've trained in a decade? Whoa! That gives the committee a clear, impressive, and totally unforgettable ranking. It is one of the strongest things you can possibly do in a letter.
Your word choice also matters, a lot. Instead of using generic adjectives, I want you to reach for strong, active descriptors. Words like pioneered, systematic, or spearheaded convey direct action and impact. They paint a picture of a candidate who doesn't just show up, they lead, they create, and they innovate.
Okay, so you've built this fantastic case. That's awesome. Now it's time to polish it by avoiding some really common traps that can accidentally weaken your entire argument.
This next point is so important. Words have incredible power, and they can send signals you don't even intend to send. So to make sure your advocacy is as strong as it can possibly be, you have to be really mindful of the subtle messages your word choices might be sending.
So pay close attention to the difference here between what we call communal and agentic words. Communal words, like caring or hardworking, they describe personality or effort. But selection committees, they're looking for impact. So agentic words like analytical or inventive are way more powerful because they describe intellectual contributions and actual achievements. This is a subtle but super important shift.
And here's just a quick checklist of red flags. The biggest mistakes? Letters that are way too short, letters that are basically just the CV written out in paragraph form, or letters filled with praise but with zero specifics to back it up. Oh, and please, please avoid backhanded compliments, and definitely don't spend too much time talking about your own titles. The focus has to stay on the applicant.
All right, you've dodged the traps, your draft is looking really strong, we're in the home stretch now. Let's talk about the final steps to make sure your letter lands with all the professionalism and impact it really deserves.
These might seem like small details, but trust me, they signal that you're taking this seriously. Always use official letterhead. Address it to the specific committee, not just to whom it may concern. Include your full title and contact info. And for the love of all that is good, proofread it. A single typo can really undermine everything you've just written.
So if you only take one thing away from all of this, let it be this. You are not a reporter. You are an advocate. Your letter is your chance to give the committee insights they cannot get anywhere else. It is your personal testament to a candidate's exceptional qualities and, even more importantly, to their future potential.
So the next time you sit down to write one of these, ask yourself this one simple question. Am I just summarizing what this student has already done, or am I making a powerful evidence-based investment in who they are about to become? Honestly, the answer to that question can make all the difference.